Any questions? No? So after Adi Shankaracharya opens the text, he first bows to the Ishwar, who is the Updeshta, who gives the sum, and who is the final word. And he bows to him, prays to him, so that this document can be successfully transmitted or written. Right? And then he qualifies the people who are supposed to receive it and says that they should be people who are pure, who have सत सत पुरुषों को इसको बार बार विचारना चाहिए प्रयत्नपूर्वक. Means that you should meditate, you should think about it, you should put it in your manan, in your contemplation constantly. And then he expounds that those who are following their own varnashram dharma, such people will be graced to obtain this Shat Sampatti Sadhan Chatushya, okay, which is Vivek Vairagya, Sham Dam Titiksha Uprati Shraddha Samadhan, and then Mumukshta. And then what is the nature of that particular contemplation? Such people who have practiced this, then what is the nature of their contemplation? It should be that, who am I? How did this world come into existence? Who is the doer of this world? Okay. And finally, that iska, what is the cause, what is the material cause for its existence? And then he goes on to say that this body and mind is not who I am. And today we are going to look at that subject itself, which is Atma, and Atma being considered to be the same as the body. Okay, we all understand that, we have all grown up to understand that Atma and the body is the same, which is a misnomer which we have tried to get answer, which has been pointed out by Adi Shankara even in the opening statement. I am not this body and composition of these senses. I am something else. Okay. So, what is it that is so different, and why the body is different from आत्मा? देहे आत्मा का निषेध. क्या है इनका चैप्टर का नाम? देहे आत्मता का निषेध. In Hindi it is written that, okay, which is shloka number 70. So saying that the Atma being in the body or Atma being considered the same as the body is not true. It is false. We have understood this a bit as we have gone along, because we understand that the Atma and the body are totally different. Okay, which is the first piece after that, which is Atma, Anatma, Vivek. And after that it is what is the nature of the Gyan, which is that which is the ultimate. It is Nirakar, Nirvikar, Nitya, all that which has been specified. Okay, so after that it goes on to give the Udesh that how can you treat this body to not contain that beautiful Atma which is there within you. Okay. And how can you treat it to be absent? How can you treat it otherwise? So, यह मेरा शरीर है, यह मैं शरीर हूँ, is two different things that he talks about. So after the Gyan Updesh, he goes on to talk about Gyan. Uh, After the Gyan Updesh, he talks about Dvait ka mithyatva. So they cannot be two. And therefore the illusion of the two is something which needs to be removed. And then he comes to that how the Brahm, how the Jagat is in the form of the Brahm. Okay. So that has been explained. Then We last time also read that how this entire prapanch, which is this universe, this existence, is by itself an illusion. How is it an illusion? Because it is not that the same thing is there as we are seeing. That vanishes when we go to sleep and we dream, and that dream vanishes when we wake up. And that state, which is sushupti, which is deep sleep, also vanishes when we wake up. So if these three states are all transient, then what state is it that is which is permanent? And that is the question which was raised. And then said that therefore this prapanch, this existence has to be ephemeral, transient, and that which is the ultimate truth we have to still figure out. Right? That is Atma by itself. Just as we see that there would be, um, if you go and look for the blueness in the sky, when you go close to it, you don't find any blueness. So, what appears is to be the real, which is really the example, clear example that you try and look for the blueness of the sky, that which is mistakenly taken as blue, you can never find it to be blue. In the same way, if you were to look at this entire universe and look for the truth, where is the truth in it? Then there has to be absence of this universe. This universe is an illusion. And then we look at the Brahma ki sarvatmakta, which is that how it is present in everything, just like the pot which is born out of mud has mud alone. Similarly, that Jagat which is born out of Brahma is, in that sense, Brahma alone. And that is to be understood in that sense alone. So today we are looking at shloka number 70. Somebody can read that in English. देह अनात्मा का निषेध, मतलब देह और आत्मा एक है जो मानना है उसका निषेध. Opposing that, उसका to say that that is not so. Opposing that. Can somebody read, please?
Can I read?
Yeah, please.
70. Just as a rope is imagined to be a snake and a nigger to be a piece of silver, so is the Atma determined to be the body by an ignorant person. By an ignorant person? By a rank materialist who declares the body or matter to be the ultimate reality and denies the existence of the Atma apart from the body. How this erroneous knowledge arises out of a confusion between the real and the apparent is illustrated in stanza 70 to 74.
So we read this as just as the rope is imagined to be in the snake. Okay. And a nacre to be piece of silver. So a shell which is got a pearl nacre, it's got silver in it. It is just imagined. Okay. In a similar way, Atma is determined to be the body by an ignorant person. Okay. So that is the way we understand Atma to be the body, or the body to be the Atma, by mistakenness, by ignorance. Can you hear me or should I speak louder? I just realized maybe I'm too soft. Yeah. You can hear. Then the next one says, please.
Just as 71. Just as earth is thought of as a jar made of it, and threads as a cloth, so is Atma, etc. 72.
Yeah, so just as earth is thought of as a jar, okay, made of it, and threads as a cloth, so is Atma, etc. Atma determined to be the body by an ignorant person, etc. is for the statement which is being carried forward from the previous shloka. I'm going to read this in Hindi and I'll expand on this a little bit, okay? जिस प्रकार अज्ञानवश सर्प रूप से रज्जु का और चांदी रूप से सीपी का निश्चय कर लिया जाता है, उसी प्रकार मूढ़ पुरुषों द्वारा, इग्नोरेंट पीपल के द्वारा आत्मा का देह रूप से निश्चय किया हुआ है. So people believe that Atma is like the body. से बॉडी को देख के कहते हैं कि वो आत्मा उसी में है, आत्मा वैसी ही है जैसे ये बॉडी है. इट इज बाय बाय इग्नोरेंस, बाय फॉल्सनेस. जैसे घट रूप से पृथ्वी और पट रूप से तंतुओं का निश्चय होता है. सो जस्ट एज व्हेन यू लुक एट द पॉट, यू नो, you have a conviction that it has got mud, right? It is convincing to you. When you see a piece of cloth, you know it is made up of threads. In the same way, you believe that when you see a body, it has got Atma in it. Are you seeing that analogy very clearly?
Yeah.
Because we always see the mud to be in the pot, in the form. Okay? कार्य, the form, उसमें कारणता हम ढूंढ लेते हैं. उसी तरह से हम सोचते हैं कि ये जो आत्मा है ये भी शरीर में उसी प्रकार से है. शरीर का फॉर्म देखते हैं, शरीर कार्य है, ठीक है, और उसके अंदर जो है वो उसका कॉज जो है, उसका कारण आत्मा को हम कहते हैं वो शरीर में, शरीर और आत्मा वो एक ही है. उस प्रकार से हम अपने को इस प्रकार से मानते हैं.
आत्मा और शरीर अलग अलग है, लेकिन है शरीर में,
किस
मतलब
प्रकार से,
शरीर में ही है.
हाँ, किस प्रकार से शरीर में है, एक तो वो बात समझ में आनी चाहिए. और दूसरी चीज समझ में आनी चाहिए, क्या शरीर है या केवल आत्मा है. पहला प्रश्न तो वही है कि केवल शरीर है, पर हम जब केवल आत्मा ही है, पर जब हम शरीर को देखते हैं तो हम कहते हैं इस यही आत्मा और शरीर एक ही है, ये मानते हैं ना. अब ये किस प्रकार से मानते हैं? इग्नोरेंस से मानते हैं. हाँ, अभी तक हमने इग्नोरेंस ही पढ़ा है. हम इग्नोरेंस से क्या करते हैं? वी सुपर इम्पोज द फॉर्म ऑफ द बॉडी on that we conceive to be the Atma. Superimpose मतलब कि जैसे हमने superimpose का एग्जाम्पल क्या होगा?
Snake and rope.
नहीं, और कोई चीज.
Like a screen on which you see a.
Yeah, so I superimpose the moving movie on the screen. When in actual the screen is not moving, it is very stable, it's right there. I superimpose it.
Like a projector.
Correct. The projector is projecting that movie which is
But it's
playing on the
just a
screen,
wall.
and that gets superimposed on the screen which is static, and I perceive that to be as if it is live. Movie is live, it is moving, everything is moving, everything is happening. When nothing is happening, it's superimposition. Let's take some more examples of superimposition. Just like it is given here only, I'm picking it up from here only. Just like in the pond, we see a reflection of the tree and the tree looks inverted. So I think that the tree is inverted. I superimpose that image of the inverted tree on that particular tree which is otherwise vertical. Yeah. Some more examples of superimposition. How do we superimpose various things which don't actually exist? We've taken many examples even earlier in previous classes, but I'm asking that question again.
In a play, we superimpose.
Yeah, the character.
Yeah, the character on a person.
Yes.
But the difference is that we know that it's superimposed.
In that moment, the person and the character may consider themselves to be the same, and they may dissolve into one, but actually the person knows that I am not. The person, the actor, and the performer of the action.
And there is no character. Character is illusion.
Yeah. So I superimpose the image of the character which is being played by the actor on the actor. Some more examples.
Like
Yeah, I mean, like you experienced it years back when I used to be on ring road on my motorcycle. and there would be a plane flying in, it would appear as though they're going together.
Correct.
Absolutely,
Appearance would be as
traveling
if
the same distance apparently,
Hmm,
but obviously not.
not.
It appeared like that.
It appears like that.
Is that right?
So I superimpose that thought that I am traveling at the same speed as the airplane is.
That mirage, like,
Yes, absolutely. I
it's an
superimpose
illusion only there.
my desire for to quench my thirst using the water, and I superimpose that image of water on the desert sand.
Can we also take it to the form of the jewelry which we wear, like जो लाख के खड़े हैं उसके ऊपर कुछ और गोल्ड की परत चढ़ी हुई है.
So
That is
suppose you
also
say that it is not pure gold, but it seems like gold, and therefore I treat it as gold when actually it is not like gold.
inside it's not. So we're talking about getting fused. That the fusion is so high.
Yeah, so just a simple thing. For example, there are two trains traveling together. If they're going at the same speed, both of them look stationary. I am stationary, the other train is. It's an illusion which I create because I don't have any understanding. I have ignorance. If I see the movement of the train relative to the ground, then my train is moving. Now let's look at the train example. My train is moving in this direction, and the land is moving in the other direction. So can I be foolishly thinking that my train is I'm going in this direction? I know very well that the train is going in the direction which is reverse to the direction in which the land is moving. Okay? That is because the conditioning has happened. But if it was not so, a child would say, अरे हम तो ये देखो पीछे भाग रहे हैं पेड़ पौधे सब जानवर सब कुछ बच्चा तो ये समझेगा ना कि गाड़ी आगे नहीं चल रही वो पीछे भाग रहे हैं
This be also superimposition, like if you are good, you perceive others as also good.
that is not out of falseness.
That's just your thing.
That is your attitude part.
Yeah.
But the falseness is what we are trying to look at.
Something which is not true, but it looks like it.
Yeah, it looks as if it is. The perception is that of it being true, but that
But the
perception
truth
is false.
different.
But the reality is different.
Reality, yeah.
सर
Reality is
आत्मा के ऊपर देह है कि देह के ऊपर आत्मा? What is the
हाँ, okay. आप बताओ.
मतलब हम superimpose देह को कर रहे हैं.
हाँ. फॉर्म को हम कर रहे हैं जो अंडरलाइंग एलिमेंट है ठीक है ना वही उसी के ऊपर
Because the body is what we see. Atma is in, like,
Yeah.
we are the Atma, but we are seeing that we are dressed
body
like
and
this.
therefore we are
And we
saying
look
that
like
this
this.
body is the Atma itself.
So what is the illusion? Whatever we are doing is what we think is body or is the soul. That is the illusion. That
Correct.
we have to get it clarified.
Absolutely.
That it is not body, it is basically
That
soul.
is soul or the Atma, whatever, consciousness, super consciousness, whatever. Okay. The truth is not in the existence of the body. The truth is in that which is the Atma, the super consciousness. And why do I consider this Atma and body to be together is out of that illusion, out of that ignorance that I have created, that just as I create for the snake and the rope or any other example, the blueness in the sky.
इसमें basically like उसी ना आत्मा अजर अमर है, right?
But different forms में हम आते हैं.
मतलब उसमें जो भी उसका कर्म का जो आपका है वो आत्मा के साथ जाता है आत्मा. तो if you think कि हमने कुछ गलत कर लिया, कुछ harm किया, so that effect will come to the body, but it is not coming to the body, it is coming to the your atma.
Yes.
Is it that?
Yes.
Is that so?
I'm asking you, is it that?
No, I'm listening to you, but I thought the question is still to come.
This is what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
because when you're doing something, good is okay, good. When you do something bad, which is like harming somebody or
So
something,
let us understand, and that is where the error is.
error is that you feel that I'm being punished. Like आप उसको correct करने के लिए you punish yourself, right? है ना कि to punish yourself is you are punishing your body that time. Somebody does that, right? But punishing the body is not what I feel is it's because it's only the Atma has to bear that.
So
Yes,
since
sir.
Atma is Nitya, eternal, okay, and we have qualified that it is unchanging. Okay, it is something which is never born, never die type of thing. Therefore, if there is anything which happens or touches the Atma, it can possibly affect it. It will not remain eternal. It will not remain immortal. Right? So it cannot be something that which can be touched by anything which you do. असंग्रहित है जो हमने पहले so that Atma remains by itself untouched whatever you do. Now through your own ignorance you have attributed that this karma which I have done, which was wrong, and now this Atma got a, got to know about it, and now it is giving me the उसका फल मेरे को भुगता रहा है आत्मा जो है आके. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. जो हम फल भुगतते हैं they are only in the realm of cause and effect. So suppose you've done something wrong, there will be something wrong which will happen to you. Which way it happens, that's a separate story. Okay, but it will happen that way only. Who does it? It will happen out of all the forces within the nature which will sort of come together to make that happen. Let's assume that they could be from the past, they could be from now, they could be from wherever. So that's the theory of karma, which we keep inside. But to superimpose it on Atma is false. That is existing by itself. That is the cause of this particular body or this particular universe to come into existence. How is it the cause? Only because of illusion. How is it the cause? Because our mind is superimposing on it various falsities, which is what we're talking about just now. Earlier we spoke about the illusion. Now we are superimposing falsities. Okay? So we'll read more and you will see all of these examples and things coming together, and we'll again come back to this discussion. Okay?
So like we can say Atma is the onlooker.
It is drashta.
According
हाँ,
to her,
दृष्टा.
Drishta.
हाँ.
वो देख रहा है कि body
Sorry?
is undergoing.
Mind is part of the body mind complex. Mean that consciousness which is relating to the mind is also part of it. Any energy is also part of it. Any awareness is also part of it. Only that which is super conscious, which we are calling Atma, or the ultimate soul, or that consciousness which is ultimate, Brahma, that is separate from it totally. And we have separated the two earlier. Para or Apara Prakriti, chapter 7 also in Gita.
पर हम जो भुगते मतलब हम जो करते हैं
हाँ.
तो आत्मा तो वो भुगता ही है
No.
because it comes back
No.
in your desires, your wishes, your bad deeds, it comes back.
No. How can Atma be the doer?
But it takes
Huh?
the form again, manifests again.
So let's keep the two questions just now. Okay. First is that understand that Atma cannot be a doer. You agree? Or should I expand on it? Can Atma be a doer? यदि वो कुछ करेगा, जैसे हम कुछ करते हैं, तो कुछ भी करते हैं तो वो एनर्जी तो कम होती है हमारे में. जब एनर्जी खत्म हो जाती है तो हम भी पेरिश ऑल्सो. तो आत्मा में भी एनर्जी कम होनी शुरू हो जाएगी, आत्मा भी पेरिश कर जाएगी. तो आत्मा तो हो नहीं सकता ऐसे. तो आत्मा में कर्म हो नहीं सकता.
तो आत्मा से we feel and body से we take actions.
No, we'll come to that. Okay, first let's because she has to be first clear in her mind, because it will help you also. Okay, so first is there is no action in the atma. Okay, तो भोक्ता कैसे है? How is it consuming? No, it cannot. So it is only the body, mind complex which is doing it. Now the question which you are raising is, how does it happen that मैं इस जन्म में कुछ करता हूँ तो अगले जन्म में जाके भोगता हूँ? ठीक है क्वेश्चन, दिस इज अ क्वेश्चन. यदि ये भोगता होता तो मैं मान लेता कि भाई अभी करा, इसने भोगा, अगले जन्म में मेरे को जाके उसने. ठीक है, तो वो आत्मा में हो नहीं सकता. यदि आत्मा में नहीं हो सकता तो कैसे होता है? तो जब हम जन्म लेते हैं, हम जन्म लेते हैं, कुछ प्रारब्ध मतलब जो पुराने कर्म हैं उनके इम्प्रेशंस जो है हमारे कहीं पे है, अभी वो समझते हैं कहाँ पर है. ठीक है, वो जो इम्प्रेशंस हैं हमारे वो मैनिफेस्ट करते हैं इन द फॉर्म ऑफ व्हाट वी आर कमिंग टू लिव दिस लाइफ फॉर. उसमें कुछ हमारा कुछ ऋण है, कुछ हमारा कुछ पुराना कुछ हिसाब है, किताब है, कुछ है, सब चीजें हमें निपटानी.
But those impressions are in the Atma.
Yes.
No.
In the
What is carrying?
I'm coming to that. First, now we have to say what is it that is containing these impressions. Okay. Those impressions are being carried by something which we call as Jivatma. The ego, in its own manifestation, believes that it is like an Atma, and therefore it seems to carry those impressions. It is part of this body-mind framework, because we consider this to be part of the body-mind work, because mind framework, because it is only containing aspects of that only. No? It's got nothing to do with that Atma. The impressions which are residing in that Jivatma, which we are calling as Jivatma, some texts may call it a little differently. Okay, those are that is the place where it is residing, and that is manifesting itself into new birth to take care of all that which we need to do.
Is it the same Jeev Atma in each birth?
No, there is a Jivatma which is manifesting itself in various forms every time. So maybe it is the same rope which you're talking about.
No, I meant that when you have birth and rebirth, the only common factor
Is the
body
Jivatma.
different.
Is that
Is the
Jivatma?
Atma or Jivatma?
Jivatma, not Atma.
Jiva, okay, Jivatma. So that's the common link
Correct.
in all the births.
Correct.
So that is carrying the impressions, and
Correct.
it's the same Jivatma in each birth.
Yeah, because it's carrying the same impression.
Yeah,
and carry forward the karma.
Correct.
yeah.
So as if all your karmas are getting logged into a cloud memory, okay, somewhere remotely in one location.
So what we think of as Atma is actually Jiva. That's what you're saying.
You are mixing it up. Again, the Jivatma and Atma also you're mixing it up. So first we segregate this body and Atma.
Yeah.
And then we say we treat this body and this complex and figure out whatever has to be figured out. Okay, I'm purposely putting this across. This space is we are trying to figure out, and therefore we say that we are carrying the impressions of the previous birth in this birth. If this does not exist, then what are you carrying? Only the illusion which you're carrying. In truth, there is nothing which is being carried forward. Are you getting the point?
To the algebraic vision, it makes everything so simple.
Yeah, but let's understand. I want to make this again and again because the algebraic equation is helping only few people. Okay, I'm trying to get you to understand that we are operating in the space of body mind, which is an illusion, which we are superimposing on that which is Atma. This, to explain this, we are doing everything now. Why do we need to explain this? And we have to understand all this so that we can use this, take its help to actually somewhere figure out a way to reach here. And that is why we are doing it. It's not as if we should not be asking these questions. We have to ask these questions to understand that this is the framework. Once we understand this framework, then we can use this framework to help us to figure out a way through it. How do you wake up from a dream is a difficult one. Right? That's what we're trying to figure out. Mala? Got it?
So this is called as Sukshma Sharir.
You can call it whatever names you want to give. Yes, now. Got it? Anybody else in this space?
So where does the Jivatma go when the body is?
It is lying as an impression which is without any form. It has got no form, nothing.
But away from the Atma.
It is away. Atma got nothing to do with it.
Yeah, so but somewhere it has to connect to the Atma only. And the Jivatma wants to ultimately merge with it.
No.
That's why the Jivatma is carrying so many
Let's
things
understand.
again coming back.
Let's understand. Okay. We have a rope. Okay. Because we don't know that rope, we have created many snakes, many garlands, many things which are similar looking to what the rope looks like. Okay. None of them have any connection to each other. Do they have a connection to each other? No.
Just the appearance.
They are only having a connection to the same rope. The Jivatma is all over the place. There is one rope somewhere, which I have forgotten about, and I have created the illusion of these million, billion, 10 billion Jivatmas.
In one,
From one rope.
like Jivatma is recreated in one birth, right?
You could be saying whatever you want. It is immaterial. Today you say that there's 7 billion people alive. Are there 10 billion more Jivatmas floating? I don't know. I'm just giving you an example. You can say there could be 100 billion because there are so many ants which are there also.
And there's so many parallel universes.
And there could be parallel universe. You can say whatever you want. It doesn't make any difference. That Atma remains. Whatever your mind wants to conceive and choose to conceive or perceive is your creation. It's your creation. In your reality, it could be 100 billion people or Jivatmas. In hers, it could be 2 trillion. Now, you can't sit and argue and figure it out, right? It is infinite in some sense. All because we are saying that this is all part of the same thing what our mind is trying to conceive. In reality, there's only one. So why look at all this conception of 1 billion, 2 trillion, 10 trillion, whatever else you want to say? Every cell by itself has some life. So there could be so many, every cell should have a Jivatma. Now I'm conceiving that. Okay? And that is not the question which needs to worry us. The question which needs to worry us is that what am I perceiving? And where is the reality of that perception? I can keep staying in the illusion and live it, and you can expand it the way you want. Whether you want to go into the micro sense of it or you want to go into the macro sense of it, it can go on expanding infinitely.
At the moment, like if we are hearing everybody and being in this class, we are oscillating actually between
Two,
perceiving and then sort of
we are trying.
to
Yeah, first we are trying to understand that reality, because we are in a lifespan or in the universe of existence which is a perception by itself, and then we have to figure out how to get out of that perception. First we need understand the nature of that reality, then we try and separate that reality from that which is the illusion, and that's what we are trying to establish. Remove that falsity. Are you getting that now? The logic of this entire little book is really that. Because when we go back to Gita, we'll have to figure out how to attain that which is that ultimate. So we're trying to sort of figure out what is this space of that what we are saying is absolute truth. How is this not related to it? How is it related to it? If I can understand that, then I might be able to figure out what to do.
So is it true? I mean, somewhere I feel it's easier to detach. I mean, sort of remove that thing when your mind is calmer and sharp.
Yes.
So
If
that's
you
why
are
we aim to.
if you are observing, if you are calmer, if you are somebody who's contemplating, who's aware, many such words,
So it's easier to separate the two.
Then we are not superimposing.
then we're not
Then we know
superimposing.
the reality.
So suppose I'm aware constantly that this is Atma alone, then the form which comes in front of me, I treat it as that Atma alone. Because I'm aware. Okay? Some of these processes. First, the distinction has to be understood, and then only you can say that. And initially, you will be saying this as if it's just a practice. I'm just trying to
So
sort
that's
of.
why an ignorant person who doesn't have the knowledge and the perception perceives that the body is superimposed on the Atma. But in reality, with awareness, we know the difference.
Yeah. He knows, firstly, in ignorance, he believes that this body and Atma is same. But when he is given this and he becomes a little, he tries to understand it, then he says that it has been superimposed and therefore it is different. Hmm?
Fine.
So first, this falsity which we have, we negate that constantly in our activities. Okay, so suppose I am seeing some people, somebody said something wrong to me, you will say, oh well, बिना बात के मेरे को ये हानि पहुंचा के चला गया. अब हम देखें वो क्या होते, एक बॉडी से दूसरी बॉडी के अंदर हानि हो रही है, उसके अंदर हमें क्या करना है. यदि हमने वो अवेयरनेस आ गई तो हमारे में कोई उसको कोई रिएक्शन नहीं है, कुछ नहीं. अब उसकी प्रैक्टिस करी हमने, तो बार बार प्रैक्टिस करते हैं, धीरे धीरे समझ में आता है कि ये चीज़ अलग ही है. और जब अलग होती है तो उसके बाद में that appearance of those lakshan or those things arise in us which say that yes, you are a calmer person, you are somebody who is more understanding, you are having more perseverance, more patience, all those attributes which we start looking at in people who are supposedly more wise or
Can we
knowledgeable.
say that if a person is very angry and is superimposing their own weaknesses, that you have this, you're that, you're this, you're that. So if we start believing that it's real, someone said I'm just stupid and if I sit and cry about it, or if someone tells me I'm stupid if I sit and cry about it, then I'm superimposing their anger and their
Right?
weaknesses on myself.
Correct.
But if I just have the awareness, then I can separate that that person's not really saying the truth. I'm not really stupid.
Absolutely.
Very good thing.
I'm not stupid. You think I'm stupid? Okay, I'm stupid.
You're happy?
So be you. Absolutely. You can dissociate yourself from that stupidity or whatever else the other person is imposing on you.
Because it happens most of the time. कोई भी बोल के चला जाता है.
Feel of hurting will be the same.
हाँ.
Huh?
So feel of hurt will be detached from that.
Correct.
You will never feel that you are.
Correct.
Because maybe I had a bad day, but I just want to criticize.
वो उसने अपना कर्म करा, मैं क्यों उससे affected हूँ?
So you should call your name. Because I'm superimposing my own dirty emotions on you. But you have the awareness, so you can differentiate.
But I found that for myself till I got convinced of
So
this.
this is
truth.
my example, sorry.
No, it's good. We were
Because it happens most of the time.
we are doing
People
talking
judge
about
each
those.
other so much. And we feel bad. Am I really like that? So, yeah.
We're talking about that only. We may not. हाँ.
But you said I gave examples, so this example.
No, that's
I
very
gave.
good. Very good.
And it's
Yeah.
a very
तो
practical
कहने
example.
को मिलता है, ये सुनने को कई बार मिल जाता है। जैसे किसी को आपने कुछ किसी के दो लोगों के बीच में कुछ बोला, एक दूसरे तूने मेरी आत्मा दुखा दी।
And then we say, how dare you say that?
mindset है ना?
Which is wrong. Which is wrong. Yeah, you were giving an example.
No, I was saying that, for me personally, I find that until I'm convinced of some truth, I can't really practice. My mind will bring up doubts, it will bring up questions. जो वो सारे जब तक satisfied नहीं होंगे, till it gets convinced, it will not practice with faith. It will do.
Convince me, you need proof.
हाँ.
But
And
awareness
इसका-
में proof क्या है? He is saying भगवान है, but क्या proof है?
That's the thing.
No, but
Bhagwad
by
Gita क्यों
practice
करते
The
it
हैं?
mind
comes.
is not capable.
Yeah,
You
so
start
you
doing meditation, you start doing,
when you practice it, then you realize
find
that
change yourself.
this
Feel
is-
that change.
you give it a doubt and say this is a possible truth. And slowly, when you are working at it, you realize there can be nothing else. There can be nothing else. And logically, if you look at it, we are talking about that itself. Logically, there can be nothing else.
Maybe because of that, certain people react very differently.
Mm.
And so maybe without realizing they are practicing Gita.
Of course, practical.
I didn't understand this superimposing her example. I didn't understand that. If somebody says something to you, that's their opinion of you.
No, if
Yeah.
I
Let
didn't
her
understand
finish.
that.
Let her finish. I'm sorry.
I'm saying if somebody says something about you or thinks something or is judging you,
Hmm.
that's their opinion of
that's
you. So I
that
don't understand
am-
how it relates to the superimposing.
So
I
he-
am superimposing my own emotions on you to make you feel that you
You're
are
stupid.
like that.
You're
No,
stupid.
it's their opinion. It's your opinion.
But
on
you are
me.
saying that because you have the awareness, you're not an ignorant person.
I
What
don't know
she's-
how I can't relate that to this
Let me
other,
try and-
Jivatma thing.
I'm not talking about Jivatma.
I mean, okay.
So what is being said here that one person says that you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Okay. That's his perspective.
Yeah.
What have you thought about it?
I mean, I could take it seriously and personally and say, oh, what they think of me is correct because they think that of me, I'm an idiot.
Yeah. Now
Or
let's
I
look
could
at this.
say, that's their opinion. What's my opinion of myself? I don't think I'm an idiot.
So now
And
let's
that's
now let's look at it. So in the first one, where you have believed that is what is the right thing as what they have said.
Yeah.
So you're superimposing their beliefs or perceptions on yourself.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, and therefore you are either accepting or negating.
Yeah. That's correct.
Both. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I move away from it and I say, I am not this. Why am I even bothered about it? I am the Atma. Okay. This superimposition has happened on the body which is being connected with my Atma.
And I'm not the body.
I am not this body.
I get it now.
That is what she is
Okay.
alluding to.
Yeah,
Maybe
okay.
she's not said that, or maybe
Yeah,
she
I-
said it,
So,
but
yeah.
I heard it that way.
Yeah. Okay. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
I am the Atma. I am in that awareness even for that moment.
Yeah.
And I practice it even once or thrice a day. You start finding changes will happen.
So you shrug off everything which is related to the body. Because
Yeah.
that's not who you are.
That's not what you are.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Because I have, by ignorance, taken that as something on me. Superimposed it unnecessarily. We'll read the next sloka, huh? In English, huh? 72.
72. Just as gold is thought of as an earring and water as waves, so is the Atma, etc.
Just as
Just as gold
gold
is thought of as an earring
correct.
and water as waves, so is the Atma, etc.
So just as we treat gold and the jewelry earring same, we believe that this Atma and body is the same. Just as we treat water and the waves, the sea and the waves to be the same, we treat this body and the Atma to be the same. Falsely, that's all. Yeah. Next one, please.
73. Just as the stump of a tree is mistaken for a human figure and a mirage for water, so is the Atma, etc.
Correct. So just as on a stump of a tree where we have hung a shred of a shirt or something and it blows in the wind and it seems to be as if a human being is there. We have superimposed the characteristic of a human being in that scarecrow, right, in the field. And we and the animals or the crows or whatever else, birds feel that there is a human being there. So it's a superimposition. It's false. Now, if you look at it, each of these shlokas have certain things which are being said. In the previous shloka, it was said, just as we have the gold and the jewelry being considered to be the same, so Atma and body is being considered the same. So they're things which seem to be alike. Gold and jewelry are of the same material. Okay, so is Atma and the body of the same material? That is being negated. In this one, it is an illusion which is being negated. In the scarecrow example and the mirage example. So we look at more examples so that you understand that in whichever thought you bring this to, you will have to say that, well, yeah, by this example I can negate it. That's what I'm trying to reach here. Please go ahead.
74.
74.
Just as a mass of woodwork is thought of as a house and iron as a sword, so is the Atma, etc.
So just as we see wood being used in building a home, so ये घर जो है ये घर लकड़ी का बना है, ठीक है. उसी तरह से हम कहते हैं ये लोहे का खड़ग है, इज अ सोर्ड, इट्स अ डैगर. ओके, सो ये डैगर जो है, तो दोनों को हम एक ही मानते हैं, वो सही नहीं है. आगे इसमें एक बड़ा अच्छा उदाहरण देते हैं. somebody is walking along the street and say, ये घर तो बड़ा सुंदर है, इसमें तो बहुत पैसा लगा होगा. आप उस घर में पैसा ढूंढने जाओ, कहाँ लगा हुआ है? परसेप्शन है कि पैसा लगा हुआ है. आप पैसा ढूंढने जाओगे तो ईंटें मिलेंगी ना, पैसा थोड़ा मिलेगा. परसेप्शन कि हमने बोल दिया कि उसमें बहुत पैसा लगा होगा क्योंकि बहुत सुंदर बना है, पैसा ढूंढने जाओगे कहाँ मिलेगा? प्लीज.
75. Just as one sees the illusion of a tree on account of water, so does a person on account of ignorance see Atma as the body.
Yeah, I've given you that example,
Illusion,
which is opposite, sir.
Illusion, etc. The tree is not in the water, it is only a reflection due to water that the person sees. In brackets, how ignorance makes one think of the ever pure Atma as appearing in material forms is described in stanza 75 to 86 through various illustrations culled from everyday experience.
Correct. So many examples have been given, so let's read them.
Just as to a person going in a boat, everything appears to be in motion, so does one, etc. Just as to a person suffering from a defect, jaundice, white things appear as yellow, so does one, etc.
Yeah, so we can take this example that suppose I wear colored specs, everything will appear blue or brown or whatever. Okay, so it's the same way that we are seeing this Atma and the body to be the same.
Just as to a person with defective eyes, everything appears to be defective, so does one, etc. Just as all small, just as all things that are really large appear to be very small owing to great distance, so does one, etc. Just as all objects that are very small appear to be large when viewed through lenses, so does one, etc.
So I think you missed a few things.
Oh, I remember. Sentiments.
So one is 78.
No, just as to a 78, just as to a person with defective eyes, everything appears to be defective, so does one, etc.
So here it is written differently. जैसे घूमती हुई आंखों से सब चीजें चक्कर काटती हुई दिखलाई देती है. Okay, you rotate your eyes, then you find that everything seems to be rotating. Okay, वैसे ही अज्ञान के कारण मनुष्य आत्मा में देह भाव देखता है. जिस प्रकार आलात, आलात is a stick, जलती हुई. So it is, you put iron rod in fire, and the tip of the iron rod becomes red, and then you take that iron rod and rotate it. So what do you see? You see a round circle. Actually, there's no circle. It is just the same tip which is rotating. Okay, that's being referred to here. जिस प्रकार अलात जलती हुई बनैती घुमाने से ही सूर्य के समान गोलाकार प्रतीत होता है. Seems as if it is the round sun which is being. उसी प्रकार अज्ञान के कारण मनुष्य देह आत्मा में देह भाव देखता है. आगे पढ़िए.
So 79, I'm just saying it in English, just as a firebrand
Correct?
through mere rotation appears circular like the sun, so does one, etc. Then back to 80.
Yeah.
Just as all things that are really large appear to be very small owing to great distance, so does one, etc. 81. Just as all objects that are very small appear to be large when viewed through lenses, so does one, etc. 82. Just as the surface of glass is mistaken for water or vice versa, so does one, etc.
So here it is being said that a surface which is very flat, and you got glass on it, it may seem as if it's shimmering like water. Water is very still, it may seem as if it is like glass. So we have that example from Mahabharata. Right?
Has
Please.
anybody ever walked into a glass door?
Yes, we want
Yes.
pretty much the same.
So which is the illusion? The door of glass?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Even the Nakshatra ka jo.
Correct. Yeah. Let's go ahead.
83. Just as a person imagines a duel in fire, or vice versa, so does one, etc.
So this is that, you have a lovely jewel. In this, when you look at the jewel, you'll find that अंदर आग जल रही है, ऐसे प्रतीत होता है. It appears. So okay, and that's being referred to here. When actually there is no fire in it, it seems as if. Okay. Similarly, in diamond you may see blueness, and that blueness, you try and open the diamond to see that blueness will vanish. Okay, that sort of thing. Yeah.
84. Just as when clouds move, the moon appears to be in motion, so does one, etc.
Correct. Yeah, this is clear. So when we see the clouds moving and the moon is there, and it seems as if the moon is racing, but actually it is the clouds which are racing.
Clouds are moving, motions are moving.
Yeah. Next, please.
85. Just as a person through confusion loses all distinction between the different points of the compass, so does one, etc. Just 86.
Yeah.
Just as the moon, when reflected in water, appears to one as unsteady, so does one.
हाँ, जैसे हम पानी में उसका रिफ्लेक्शन देखें तो वो हिलता हुआ दिखता है, तो वो वास्तव में तो हिलता उस तरह से नहीं है.
Just as etc. It is the reflection which is unsteady, not the moon.
Okay.
87. Thus, through ignorance arises in Atma the delusion of the body, which again, through self-realization, disappears in the Supreme Atma.
Yeah. So now let's pause here and let's read this again. So here in summary, he's saying because of ignorance, okay, there is an imposition on the Atma of various things. And once this ignorance disappears, then what happens? then that superimposition also vanishes. Let's take any of the examples. As soon as we understand that the moon is not racing away, it's the clouds which are, and we are relatively, it's just normal. There's no change which has happened to that event. Only the perception has changed. Are you seeing that? Paramatma में लीन हो जाता है is saying that it is back to that square one which is the truth. What was the truth? That the moon is not moving. Only the perception was that the moon is racing. Once we realize that the clouds are moving rapidly, then what happens to the perception? It becomes the truth. It is only following the truth. The perception is gone. जो अध्यास है, जो सुपर इम्पोजिशन है, जो यहाँ ध्येय अध्यास लिखा है, imposition है या delusion है, once it is removed, you have the truth. That is the difference.
So once the truth we see, then the illusion.
Once you understand the nature of the truth and the nature of this perception, I remove the body and that Atma remains.
Yeah, what you're saying is there's no transformation.
There is no transformation. It is just that there is a perception which is existing that this body exists. The illusion exists. Okay. Let's look at some more.
Observation here. We are able to do this because of our brain,
Yes.
our mind. So
Yeah.
brain is a part of the body.
Yes.
So brain is not an illusion.
Let's
What
assume that. Let's assume that.
we have the ability
We have
to
to.
understand this.
We have that ability only in the brain to be able to figure this out.
Yeah.
The brain is able to distinguish between that which is the movement of the clouds and the movement of the moon.
Yeah. In every example.
Correct.
So
Absolutely
we need
right.
that brain. So we can't say completely that the body is like an illusion.
So that, no, what are we saying constantly? That this illusionary existence or this existence which we are in or the dream we are in, how do we get out of it?
Yeah.
The only mechanism by which we can get out of it is through
Our ability to
think,
differentiate.
buddhi.
Vichar.
Vivek.
Buddhi, and that buddhi will be vivek, and that's how it will proceed. Okay, right? Once you have used your mind and apply that mind to that example of the moon and the clouds, you know moon can't be moving at this pace. As soon as you realize that, you know that it's the clouds which are racing.
But buddhi is an attribute.
This is part of this existence. Buddhi is part of this illusionary
The
existence.
Atma has no attribute.
Yeah, that is got. So we
Therefore,
will.
buddhi is not part of
It is not part of Atma. It is separate.
it. I'm just clarifying.
Agreed. Absolutely right. What you're saying is absolutely right. This buddhi is part of the sharir. Sorry.
ज्ञान से रियलाइज करोगे आत्मा को.
ज्ञान
It
से
leads to an end.
ज्ञान
You
से
need the body, like the Jivatma has so many experiences to learn, but
No,
with this
let's-
body only to we
Impression.
let's look at it. So this buddhi is the one which needs to be purified. उसको एकाग्र करना है. प्यूरिफिकेशन चित्त शुद्धि का अर्थ क्या है? उसको एकाग्र करना. एकाग्र किस में करना है वो सब हमने पढ़ा है अभी और आगे भी पढ़ेंगे. So therefore, this mind is the one which needs to understand the difference between the moving clouds and the moving moon. That subtlety is what we have to pick up. Because the mind is constantly distracted, it is moving with what is happening everywhere around us. We are never able to bring it to that understanding, which is all happening. Well, what is underlying it is all not moving. Everything is moving, everything is changing. Atma is not. It is unchanging, not moving.
It's just like that the person is intelligent. जैसे ना किसी का माइंड बहुत अच्छा है, तेज है, इंटेलिजेंट है, लेकिन वो अच्छी जगहों पे ना यूज करके वो गलत जगहों पे जब यूज करता है.
वैसे ही,
So
Let's-
mind has to be controlled that way.
it has to be brought to that.
That control.
Okay, now let's go ahead to the 88 and 89. I think we'll be done for the day.
87 का वो smaller parts पढ़ूं या रहने दूं?
पढ़िए.
The delusion of the body. The delusion of matter in general. In fact, matter is but a concoction of our mind and therefore has no real existence. 2. Which again disappears in the Supreme Atma. When one realizes that Atma alone is and nothing else exists, ignorance with all its effects, such as the delusion of the body and the light, ceases to exist forever. 88.
Yeah. Please, 88.
When the whole universe, movable and immovable, is known to be Atma, and thus the existence of everything else is negated, where is then any room to say that the body is Atma? Where is then any room, etc.? So long as a person is in ignorance, he confounds the body with Atma. But with the dawn of knowledge, when everything melts away and only the non-dual Atma remains.
Please go ahead.
But with the dawn of knowledge, when everything melts away and only the non-dual Atma remains, there is hardly any room for one to see the body at all, much less to declare it to be Atma.
Yeah. So this last one is very, very interesting. हे महामते, आत्मस्वरूप को निरंतर जानते हुए अपने संपूर्ण प्रारब्ध भोग करते हुए काल व्यतीत कर. What is he saying? ये समझ कर कि मैं वह आत्मा जो हूँ वो इस शरीर से अलग है, क्योंकि वो उसमें हो ही नहीं सकता, वो उसको मैं भूल से समझ रहा हूँ.
This is 89, huh?
Yeah, you are on 89, right?
No, 88.
Oh, I'm so sorry. So let's go to 89.
89. O enlightened one, pass your time always contemplating on Atma, while you are experiencing all the results of prarabdha. For it ill becomes you to feel distress.
So whilst you are bearing the fruit of your prarabdha in this particular jan, doing whatever actions you have to do, interacting with people, getting beaten up, being told that you're an idiot, all those things, okay? You just say that you are an Atma, okay? And do not get distracted. Udvigna hona mat, don't get distracted by all that nonsense which is being thrown at you. Because you are that alone. That is
Right now we are living our prarabdha also. Right?
This existence is only about prarabdha.
It's
This is all
about
false.
False, yeah.
This is all false, which is what you're trying to understand. If you can understand that which is the truth, and
So
try and put
basically what happened to
your awareness, mind, the distractions of the mind, the problems with your mind, all sorts of things which we can talk of. We'll come to those things also. And you can bring your mind to understand and stay focused on that which is only the truth. Then this existence will not make any sense.
Yes. Then the prarabdha will not
All
bother
vanish.
you. So beautiful. I probably needed this today. I just came after so many days. Thank you.
What you needed, you may have got. I don't know.
Yes, that's what happened.
Shall I read the subtext?
Yeah, please.
Prarabdha. According to the karma theory, prarabdha is that part of our past actions which, through their cumulative force, has given birth to this body. And the second thing is it ill becomes you, etc. Because one who ever dwells on Atma is already free and above all sorrows, and though he lives and moves like ordinary mortals, he knows it for certain that none of his acts has any binding force upon him.
Correct. Yeah.
There are two other sets of actions known as Sanchit Karma, or those of our past actions which are still reserved to give birth to future bodies, and Kriyaman Karma, or actions that are being done in this life.
So this part we will take up in Bhagwad Gita in the last chapter. We just flag it here. We'll not be talking about it because it's a fairly elaborate discussion we'll have, and that's when it comes to that, then we would have covered many things, so you'll understand that much faster. Okay? Just flag it for the moment. I think
This is very important. 89. It
Yes.
kind of answers
yes,
and leaves no questions.
yes,
You should
absolutely.
not
You should not
focus
be
on the Prarabdha also.
correct. Though in the next one he is going to talk about how to resolve the prarabdha issue also, and he's taking care of it. Though we were arguing this at the beginning of the Aparoksha Anubhuti, but he's taking care of it, and you will understand this very clearly also. Okay?
So this questions, I think they were that whatever we do, the karmas going to the other,
Right.
that is the prarabdha.
So,